Selamat petang. Can you hear me? Tapi rasanya I tak dengar. Wait. I couldn't hear the voice.
Okay, now boleh dengar saya tak?
Boleh. Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Setting
Thanks.
saja ni. How are you?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Alright. Okay.
Taken your lunch?
Yes, already.
Okay.
Finally, saya boleh jumpa Dr. Ma.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Saya pernah bagi kursus audit dalam, and
Oh, ya ke?
saya ambil Dr. Ma punya ada satu prosedur. Static your name there.
Oh, I see.
Now I can see the person.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so kita ada 2 minit lagi. So we're
Alright.
waiting for other participants, right? Okay. Alright.
Okay, sure.
Okay, before that, boleh saya tahu Ts.Yau'mee Hayati dah ada dalam ni ke? Webex ke?
Yes, ya, ya.
Belum
Can you
lagi.
repeat again? Siapa?
Second speaker, saya panggil
Oh, I see, I see.
Ts.Yau'mee Hayati. I'm
Okay,
looking
okay.
for her kalau dia dah ada. So, okay. So I think
Okay.
Dr. Mah, shall we start? It's already 2. Okay.
All right.
Alright. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam satu UiTM. Selamat datang diucapkan kepada para peserta juga yang dialu-alukan penceramah kita pada hari ini. Profesor Madya Dr. Boon, pensyarah kanan UiTM Cawangan Pulau Pinang yang juga merupakan penerima anugerah akademik Universiti 2020 bagi kelompok sains sosial dan kemanusiaan, dan profesional teknologis Ts.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Mohamed Yusof, pensyarah kanan UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, juga merupakan penerima anugerah akademik Universiti 2020 bagi kelompok pengurusan dan perniagaan. Seterusnya, barisan pensyarah-pensyarah, ahli jawatankuasa serta para peserta webinar yang saya hormati sekalian. Bagi memberkati program webinar kita pada petang ini, kita mulakan dengan bacaan Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Dan semoga webinar kita pada petang ini berjalan dengan lancar, insya-Allah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CG ODL webinar series, Embracing ODL 4.0, Best Practices in Social Science and Management, organized by the collaborative groups of ODL, CIDL, UiTM. My name is Mohamed Norafizal Abdul Aziz. I'm from UiTM Pahang, Raub Campus, moderator for this session. We have listened and gathered various knowledge and informations from the previous session discussing on the roles of science and technologies to strengthen and improve our ODLs in this challenging pandemic, as well as the implementations of the ODL 4.0. These sessions will bring you another interesting topic in the fields of social science and management by our invited and experienced speakers. Before we begin, as a reminder to all the participants, you are welcome to post questions in the chat box for both Webex and YouTube platforms. At the end of the session, we will share and discuss selected questions with our speakers. Let us start with our first speaker, Professor Madya Dr. Boon. He has a very impressive CV with me now. So I think I just read some of them, okay? If I'm going to read all of them, I think it takes 2 to 3 days to complete. Yes, okay. All right, so Associate Professor Dr. Boon, who is also a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, is an Associate Professor at the Academic Language Studies, UiTM Pinang branch. He holds the degrees, 3 degrees, PhD in e-learning, Masters in Applied Linguistics, and Bachelor in ELS. Dr. Ma is included in Who's Who in Science and Engineering, Who's Who in Asia, Outstanding Intellectual of the 21st Century, Top 100 Educators in 2012, Dictionaries of International Biography, Who's Who's in the World's 2013-2015, Top 100 Professionals in 2015, Leading Educators of the World 2015, and 50 Fabulous EdTech Leaders in 2019. In addition, he's also the winner of the World Education Congress Global Awards in 2016, Education's Leadership Award for Excellence in Education Leadership and Teaching, Rector's Special Award 2017, Award for Excellence in E-Learning 2019, the Top Best E-Learning Award 2020, and recently Anugerah Pengajaran Kelompok Sains Sosial dan Kemanusiaan UiTM AAU 2020. So I think that is enough to introduce our first speaker for today with the very brief introductions, and I believe I will share his CV after this in the chat box, so you may have a look on the CVs and also the topics for today. Please welcome Dr. Ma.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much to our today's MC, the technologist Mohamed Norafizal Abdul Aziz, for the introductions. And yeah, it's actually my achievements, if compared to others, I think not that much. Okay, so I feel blessed for having all those awards and so on. But anyway, the most important thing is I would like to share, and if you because there's a reason now why I'm here. All right. And first of all, before I start, I would like to thanks to Professor Technologist Dr. Rosia Mohamed Zano, our Vice Chancellor, for having me because of the awards, I think. So, and because of the recognitions, I think then I feel that I'm totally honored to be here to share with you about what I have done so far. It means that in UiTM. And besides, I also would like to thanks to Professor Madya Dr. Zainuddin Ibrahim, the Head of Development and of Delivery and Learning, CIDL, and also Madam Ernie Aniza Ahmad, the CG Open and Distant Learning Fellow, CIDL, for the kind invitation and having me here. All right. Okay, now, as you can see in the chat, I have shared my presentation details, link over there. So you can access my materials of today's presentation through that link, because I'm not going to use PowerPoint slides, but I'm going to present using my current website of certain web pages, which are related to my presentation of the topics of today. Now, first of all, please allow me to deliver in English. All right. So because I think because I believe that some of the some of the viewers maybe are not from Malaysia, so I think it's easier for me to communicate in English. All right. And okay. Now, so if you please allow me to share my screen. All right. Now, it's because if I'm not mistaken, I have been given the time 1 hour and 30 minutes to share my experience. So suppose I should end my speech or my presentation until 3:30, if I'm not mistaken. Is it correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, so I'm not going to speak non-stop, okay, for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So maybe you may have cognitive overloads, and it may be quite dull, okay, after the lunch. So never mind, it's okay. So perhaps in between, I'm going to play certain videos created by myself, and perhaps I need your comments. Okay, you can post your comments based on the videos that you have watched. All right. Okay, on YouTube, sir. Okay, now, let me share my screen, and I'm going to share my audio as well. Now, if anything, if let's say you couldn't hear me, or if you have any feedback, don't hesitate to post your questions or any comments in the chats. I will try my best to take notes and so on. And perhaps our MC can highlight me anytime, no problem. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, so can you see my screen, my windows?
Yes, betul.
All right, thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah. Okay, I try to enlarge it. Okay. Now, this is just a part of my website, a part of my website. So, and I specially designed this particular page is for our course, not our course, sorry, this presentation today. Yeah. So I try to transform a bit different way of presentation, not using slides, which we usually use, but I'm using website to present. I think it should be easier, and somehow you don't need to request from the slides from my presentation, because slide is just a summary. But I would rather you can directly refer to the main content of my presentation. And some people, I got the feedback when they read my website, perhaps they got questions to ask, and they couldn't have the chance to ask me. So I think you can take this opportunity. However, if you can see my screen, here there is the live chat. You can see my avatar. you can click the live chat and then just post your question there and I will answer if I am available. Okay, or to make it interactive lah, or you can just post your question under the contact here and submit. Then I will reply you through email. I will reply you through email every day. Every night I will check the email. All right, now so from here, okay, this is the title. Now WECWI, how to pronounce it? Okay, some people they just read WECWI, so I pronounce it as WECWI. Yeah, all right. So WECWI enable instructional tools crafting 21st, 21. This is 21, but 21st century actually 21st century learning design. With Microsoft technologies. All right. So let's look at the introduction. Now, okay, basically, before, I'm going to highlight. I'm going to highlight, and of course, this particular presentation is especially for educators, not just from UiTM, but also internationally, okay, who are keen to have a makeover of their web-based instruction. Now, I like to use this word web-based instruction because I use this since my PhD doctoral study until now. And I have my own definition for web-based instruction. By taking a closer look at WECWI WebWe and its notion, including innovator. Now, this is the concept I'm going to explain about this quickly. Yeah, and WebWe integrated formula, WebWe integrated solutions, WebWe enable remote classroom, and 21st century learning designed with Microsoft technologies. Now, aligning to WebWe integrated solutions motto. Now, actually, WebWe integrated solutions is my personal consultancy. Yeah, all right, my personal consultancy, and of course, I think each educators you must have your own belief and your passion if you are in education field. So my motto, okay, is designed to innovate. Designed to innovate. Now you can see my homepage over here. Okay, my homepage over here, and you can see the big title, designed to innovate. All right. Okay, so now this is the reason why I keep design and I keep innovate and look for the latest trends and so on non-stop, because I think this is continuous. Now educators are encouraged to spark their innovations with creative minds and empower their teaching with adaptive learning technologies. Now this is the whole meaning of the idea. Designed to innovate. Actually, this is the whole idea. All right. Educators are encouraged to spark their innovations with creative minds and empower their teaching with adaptive learning technologies. All right. Now, so I hope that by the end of this presentation, those viewers, if you are the educators, okay, you are able to understand WebWe and also its extensions. Like just how I mentioned about this one, and all these are the extension. All right, and then design learning as well as access the free resources of WebWe integrated solutions to innovate teaching for their learners. Now, free resources, you can look at here. I do have the blogs. If you go to the blogs, you definitely can read a lot of articles posted. Yeah, I think quite a lot of articles you can read. Okay, and besides the blog, you can also explore. Now, courses are my presentation or the courses that I offered. And then you can also read my articles, my publication. Now, these publications are all related to WECWI only. Okay, if I have other publication, I won't put it here. I won't put it here. So you are free to download. Just click and then or just read more. All right, and you are free to download and read by yourself. If let's say you want to adopt or adapt my framework, feel free to do so. Okay, or you can just ask me further question, no problem. And I welcome to collaborate with you lah. If let's say you want to use my framework to innovate your teaching and so on. All right. And besides that, I also have the news. The news. I help my my department, and also my networks to spread the news, all related to academic. All right, available on my website for free. And also channel. Yes, channel is my YouTube channel. Okay, so feel free to explore my YouTube channel, because later on I will share with you some so-called interesting videos for your information. All right. So, and besides that, I also have my own magazine, and this magazine actually is collaborate with this is the Flip Grid. Oh no, this is the Flip. Okay, it's a kind of I think you should know about this. This is for uh, people easily to flip through the you can use your apps to flip through the articles that I publish. All right, so these are the resources. These are the resources that I would like to share. So these are the aims. These are the aims. Now the outcome. I would like you to hopefully, you can, by the end of the session, you can apply the principles of WECWI and also its extension to design learning, as well as innovate your teaching, okay, through assessing the resources and so on. All right, now, so my topics of today, okay, now I need to always look at the time because based on my experience last presentation, even though I have been given 1 hour and 30 minutes, but still, because I like to explain, so not exceed the time, but I couldn't cover equally, okay, based on my plan, because yeah, I have to quickly look at the time. Now, so the topics that I would like to cover is 7 topics altogether. So I estimate one topic I takes about 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so I hope I can cover everything. But some actually they are interconnected, so I don't need to. Now I'm not going to read everything based on the website, because that one actually you can do so. But I try to summarize the gist, something like the takeaways that you can extract from my website. Okay, so of course later on you are feel free to refer back to my website and my web pages for further information. All right, now, so these are the resources. The resources I have core and supplementary. So actually the core is there are only 4. All right, these are the core resources. And supplementary, these are the 3 supplementary resources. Okay. All right, so that's it. Okay, let me start from the first, innovator. Now, talking about innovator, you can refer to the first link. Okay, now why I need to start with innovator, because this is something a little bit more on philosophy. All right. Okay, so all right. Now, so let me go through with you. Now I'm sharing my screen, so I think you can see. And actually, you can browse through using your own. You can browse through the website by yourself. Not necessarily you need to follow my progress. If let's say you want to read further, then just go ahead. Now, first of all, you can see innovator. Now, this is my how to say something like my code, my personal code. To be an innovator, spark your innovation with a creative mind and empower your teaching with an adaptive learning technology. This is my personal code. So I always take this as my guidelines when I want to how to say deliver my teaching. Because I believe that at this current century, we can't get away from technology. And based on what I have attended this morning session from our speakers, I think there is something that I need to highlight over here. Okay, is this one. The first thing is, before you teach, you must have your own belief and your own passion. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to highlight. Okay, and the next thing is, if you have to be creative. You have to be creative. Then you can start to innovate your teaching. All right. And how to empower your teaching, of course, through the technology. And technology, I'm not just encourage you to use the technology, but I encourage you to um, modify it, or we call as something like we call as adaptive learning technology. Something that you can modify it to suit our learners' preferences. Okay, and this is what we call as personalized learning. Okay, now, so I'm not going through everything, just like reading, all right, but I just highlight the important, the gist of the presentation. Now, now Innovator aims to design a personalized learning environment. All right, so this is what I believe, and this, you can see from over here, 2017, and this is my code being adopted by this USIM, Nilai Malaysia, UCL 2017. All right. Now, Innovator aims to design a personalized learning environment by developing a pedagogy-supported instructional tool using adaptive learning technology to be integrated into the lesson. Okay, so the learners can be inspired towards their knowledge construction. So this is the full version of Innovator. Okay, but how to do it? This is another story. Yeah. Okay, but I always guide myself through this my personal saying and also the motto design to innovate. Now, design to innovate, this is why I said this now. All right, so the instructor needs to design the learning path via a self-developed instructional platform. Now, the keyword is here: developed instructional platform. All right, with the integrated of the related web resources into his or her own course. Self-developed instructional platform. Now, actually, I more encourage educators to have their own platform to teach rather than using the given platform by our institution. Even though our given platform is very good, all right, but if you want to achieve personalized learning, you should able to develop your own platform. And I'm going to come up with the guidelines, okay, to ensure the platform that you develop it can be effective, all right, in terms of language development and also critical thinking skills. Now, based on Webme and its science of instruction, now this is the first link that I put it here. Now, later on, I will bring you all to visit this site because this site, it tells you everything about WEC WI. I would say that this is the most complete resource. All right, but I'm not going to click yet. Later on, I'll bring you there. Now, technology is used as a tool to amplify the instructors to teach. This is very important. Technology is the tool, while pedagogy is the technology's manual. All right, because all the technology you need a manual. All right, like for example, you buy a gadget, right? Okay, when you unbox it, definitely you look for the manual. All right, how to operate it. So pedagogy is the manual for the technology with the relevant theoretical rationale. Now, pedagogy must be founded by the theoretical rationales. That's the reason we are different from others if you are an educator because you know the theory. Like for example, basic theory like behavioral, cognitivism, okay, constructivism and connectivism. So all this you have to understand it. All right. They exist for for reasons. Okay. Those theory exist for a reason. All right. Now, so okay, so as compared to the as compared with differentiated instruction with fixed set of content and learning paths. Okay, so this is something that I try to avoid. So I'm not going to highlight on that. But this is my the intention that I would like to bring you all to take note. All right, now let's move on to the 10 mind shift. The 10 mind shifts. Now, the mind shift means that our belief. Now, this particular illustration, you can, if you are interested, you can enlarge it. All right, so you can see how I connect, okay, from the problem to solution. All right. And then, and this solution, of course, I offer it as consultancy, right? That's why this is where we integrate the solution. And these are all the problems, the issue, the areas, all right? And because of the problem, based on the issues and also the areas, so it developed into the solution to tackle the problem and based on the perspective and also the discovery. So this is something like a blueprint of my what we integrated solutions. All right, now I'm not going to go into the in depth about this. Now let's look at the 10 mind shift. All right, now it's 26 past 2. Now, to have a classroom makeover as an innovator, the mind shift in 10 areas are, okay, so use become integration. All right, use become integration, print become web. So that's why you can see I'm using my web page to present. All right, so desktop become a smartphone. Okay, LMS become WMI. Now, learning management system, our islands, your future. Now, I'm not saying that those systems are not encouraged to use. No, okay, but these are the foundation. But if you want to bring yourself to the next level, then WBI, web-based instruction. Now, instructor, of course, from the supplier of the knowledge become facilitator. Learner, actually, last time they are the absorber, now become constructor. Okay, and then teaching from group to personalized, learning passive to active. All right, approach constructivism, now connectivism. Now connectivism is the latest trend. All right, you can refers to connectivism from a lot of references there, and then the task individual to collaborative. Now, so these are the 10 mind shift that I would like to promote if you want to be an innovator. Okay. Now, so mapping research and innovation routes. Actually, this article, the title is Mapping Research and Innovations Routes to Becoming an Innovator. So it means that I try to give you an exposure, my e-framework, where we research, where we integrated, where we research impact charts. Now, so you can see that if I enlarge it, okay, you can see this is my core, okay, my core of the core of my framework, and then this is the formula. All right. Now from this, I have further, okay, extended, okay, to measure, okay, the effectiveness, 9 pedagogical effectiveness, all related to WECWI. All right, and this is the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. So you can see all the branches. All right, so I'm not going to explain one by one. You can refer by yourself. And of course, from the pedagogical effectiveness, okay, how to prove it? Of course, through research. Through the research I have found from the findings. And then, of course, this framework, I have my own supervision for my PhD students. All right. So, and even the final year project student as well for engineering education. Okay, to thesis supervision. I think maybe I may have more later, sooner or later. Okay. Now, so if you are interested to be my supervisor, yeah, okay, you are welcome. Okay, but of course, I need to understand first what is your passion and what is your interest, what is your idea first. All right, before I can officially accept, because I cannot simply supervise somebody that how to say just because of I want to have supervision. No, all right, you really need to have you really need to be ready. All right, and from our conversation, easily to know. All right, now of course those effectiveness have been published in the publications. All right, so Scopus, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, everything. Now this one is updated early 2021. Early 2021. And of course, the global recognitions. Now I'm so glad that I can help UiTM to increase UiTM global visibility. Yeah, all right, through those opportunity given to me. and also the recognition, keynote speakers award, OIC, all right, and also the MOU in China, okay, and those innovative competition and publications. Yeah, so these are all the impacts, all the impacts. Now, I believe that each of our educators from UiTM, not just UiTM, but all the universities, you have your own niche area, and you can do something like you do have your own impact. All right, perhaps you are not realized only. All right, so okay, so now to this one, you can see the impacts. These are all the things that I have achieved based on WECWI. Now, so I just try to expose to you actually, you need to find your own niche area, all right? Then you will have the opportunity to have all those things coming to you. Those things will come to you. You are not going to search for it actually. All right, so now, okay, so I just quickly go through, just browse through only, the publications. Now from my thesis, you can see this is my thesis, all right, and submit to USM actually. And this is my early publication. This is the first publication, bringing blocks into ESL writing classroom. Now, actually, you can click, you can also access the full papers, right? So it's a one-stop center actually, yeah. So all the blue fonts that you can click and access the full papers. So from 2008, slowly you can see the progress, all right, progress until okay, until 2021. This is the latest Corpus Index journals, Q3 journals, all right. So now I'm not going, now all these are the, now you can see these are all the main findings. These are all the main findings that I have summarized. Okay, so you can see how the effect, not effectiveness, what I mean is the main findings from each papers that I have published. Okay, now this list will continue until I stop publishing. Okay, all right. Now keynotes since 2014, all right, and until 2018, because now I think I have other invitation like today's. All right. Um, so speeches, all right, 2013, all right, OIC. This is it's a very grand event, I would say. I'm so glad and honored to be invited OIC by OIC Higher Education Fair 2016. Not just one time, but I think 2 times. I think. Okay, now 2013 until these are all the speech topics. The topics of my speeches. All right, so you can see. So this is called something like mapping. I map the actually the titles. Of course, you have to think about the titles. So I try to map the roots. Okay, I try to map the roots from early beginning until continuous until now. All right, so seminar workshops, okay, you can see the titles until the latest 2021. Accolades, okay, honors, okay, so 2014 until this is the, I would say this is one of the best memory besides AAU 2020 from YouTube. Okay, this is so excited. I still remember that moment being announced, and this is also very excited because I was invited to Mumbai, India, before COVID. Totally no COVID, this kind of word appear in our dictionary. So I'm so glad. Okay, now so 2020. All right, so these are all the anugerah. Now, all this anugerah actually is not under our map, but is blessing, blessing. I consider all these are blessing. Now, awards as well. All right, awards. So it means that from your niche area, actually you can achieve so many things. You can achieve so many things. All right, until the end. All right. So yeah, I think for innovators, all right. So I would like, if you are interested, now I strongly encourage all the educators, you can do something like this. All right, you can how to say, plan, and then map your research and innovations, and of course, you will have even better achievement as compared to me. Yeah? All right, so let's move on to the next topic. WEC, WI, because now it's 35 past 2. Okay, now WEC, WI, of course, I will invite you to go to this one, the second link. Okay, now, educators' roles in responding to COVID-19, the WEC's perspective. Now, actually, I was invited to give a talk in this event. Okay, technology advancement in education. So, you are feel free to click and then okay, to watch my presentation slides. Okay, so I just play a short while. Right, so I stop here now. So feel free to watch the videos, or you can pause it. You can, if you want to take note about the content, anytime. Okay, anytime. Now, so uh, educators' roles over here, I would like to highlight a few things. A few things only. Now, I think we should know that COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19, I have already summarized over here. The impact of COVID-19. So I think every one of us have are the so-called victims. But anyway, I believe that there is something bad. You also will get something good. All right. So what I mean is, we never thought that we need to. Uh, it means look into technology, especially e-learning, that much. That's the reason last time ODL is not that focused, but now become the focus. All right. So what I mean is we can take this opportunity to upgrade ourselves, our soft skills. Now, okay, so I just want to highlight over here, teachers should start to innovate and experiment with online tools, which may end up continuing online pedagogies in the future. So it means that at this, because of the COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19, so as an educator, we are even more encouraged to innovate and experiment with the online tools. Like this morning, we have seen our two esteemed speakers about what they have done so far. They have used so many different kind of technologies, Microsoft Teams, Flipgrid, and many more. All right. So we don't know whether they are effective or not, but we need to experiment it. Okay. And of course, we will modify and improve it from time to time. All right. All right. Now, so in the end, we may end up continuing online pedagogies. All right. Continuous pedagogy. So it means that maybe after, if let's say suddenly COVID-19 no more, all right. So who knows that we may have a certain part of our delivery of our lesson will be online. Even online will become more than offline. All right. If let's say we have found the effectiveness is higher than offline through certain online pedagogies. All right. So it is up to the educators and researchers to keep do the research and improve themselves. All right, and share the knowledge to the community. All right. Now, so So this one I don't want to touch so much. Okay. And now for this one, this is now later on I will bring you to another page. It will highlight even more details about this one. But I would like to share with you about something, the tricks, not the tricks, so-called, to visualize it. Okay, kindly click the image. Now, actually, this cover, it has a secret, a secret. Now, what is the secret? Okay, now you try to click it. Then you will be brought to this interactive something like zoom in and zoom out presentation. All right, it's not on YouTube, but this one is not on YouTube. Okay, so I just show you just a few minutes, no, maybe a few seconds. Okay, now so when you click, you will see this already, and you can save the image actually. You can save the image. If let's say you want to get the content. Okay, so you can control it. You can control it. This is forward. This is backward. All right. All right. So, all right. Now this is actually is I think you have heard about Prezi, yeah, Prezi presentation. Now this is the Prezi presentation. Okay. Okay. Now, so you can see my formula. All right. My formula. Now it's so big. Okay. All right. Now, you only can move forward and backward lah. According to the orders. All right. Now I'm not going to explain now because later on I have another web page to be more detailed about this. What I mean is from here you can see everything clearly about web integrated formula and also web-based cognitive instructor. Now this is the extension, the extension of WebView. Yeah. So last time I trained the educators based on this so-called diagram. Uh, it means that if you want to call yourself as a web-based cognitive instructor, you should able to master all these skills. Okay, all right, quite a lot, quite a lot. So that's why yeah. So I'm the one who going to train those educators in order for you to call yourself as a web-based cognitive instructor. All right. So if you want to explore in details, you can just click and then you can explore it. You can explore it. There are so many. Okay. So I have the explanation. Now these are all the things that you need to master lah. Okay. Now, okay. So because it moves according to the sequence, so it takes some time. Okay, wait. Let me see. Now, after this, I have another one. Make it faster. Like there are a lot of areas that you need to explore. Okay, just fast forward. Okay, just fast forward. Now, these are the basic knowledge and foundation, the basic knowledge, and also the skills that you should master. All right, if you want to call yourself as a web-based cognitive instructor. All right, now, so this is web-based cognitive language instructor. So language is different because language I focus on more different perspective, different perspective. And just now, web-based cognitive instructor, that one is common, common. All right. So these are the for language instructor. Okay. All right. So that's it. This is the whole picture lah of my innovation. Okay. All right. So feel free to explore. Feel free to explore. All right. Now it's 45 past 2. Okay. So I think second topic I stop here. All right. Second topic I stop here. And now I proceed to this one, WECWI. Actually, not second topic. Actually, that one is part of the WECWI. Yeah. Okay, now I proceed to WECWI, which is this link. All right, this link. Now, I hope I can cover quickly over here, then to give you more ideas. So that's why I cannot speak a bit too slow. All right. Now, so let me move on to this one. Okay, so you all also can click this link. Okay, let me pause it. Okay, this one done already. Okay, now WECWI and the Science of Instruction, the latest and most comprehensive reference. Okay, all right. Now, I write this article in the form of conversational style. All right, so just like I'm talking to you. Okay. The reason is because there are a lot of people ask me, what is WECWI? So instead of repeating the same story, so I try to write it in a bit more like casual or conversational styles, but of course, backed with facts. All right, now, a lot of people have been asking me, okay, this is what I said just now, until today, since we first emerged in the Digital Education Show, Asia 2014 at KLCC Kuala Lumpur. So these are the top questions people are asking. So I would like to take this opportunity to give you a quick, not review, something like quick glance, take a glance about the important concepts. Now, what and why is WebWe? Okay, how is WebWe created? How does WebWe enhance language and cognitive developments? How effective of WebWe to improve teaching and learning? And how to apply WebWe as an educator and a language educator in particular. So these are the top questions. I think perhaps you may have this in mind. And I hope that I can answer your questions or through this writing, through this article. All right, now, the answers of this query can be found from this one when I presented. Now, this is the one that I have already presented, mapping the roots. All right, so this one I don't need to show you. Okay, so when I present the paper, L2 writing challenges for the undergraduates, performance analysis and literature review, still domain. Now, this is my first presentation in Japan. Okay, in Japan, Osaka. All right, about the initial idea about WECWI. 2013. Now it's already 2021. See, times flies. All right, so since then till now, my time and effort have been devoted to participating in exposition, competition, delivering keynotes and speeches, conducting seminars and workshops, publishing scholarly articles, sharing posts on social media with hashtag WECWI. Now you can click this, all right? Then you can see, oh, okay, you will be brought to this one. Okay, WECW hashtag. Okay, as well as supervising undergraduates and postgraduate students, okay, who were interested to apply what we in their research. Okay, so this is some part of the mapping the roots. Okay, so you can refer to my previous article. All right, now, so what and why is WebWe? Okay, now I think I have to move faster. Now, as the outcome of my doctoral thesis, the formation of web-based cognitive writing instruction or WebWe is justifiable. So it means that I'm justifying why the name is called web-based cognitive writing instruction, or the acronym is WECWI. Now, web-based or WE refers to an internet-based of E-framework. Okay, and then cognitive C denotes a brain-based basis. Now, okay, now later on I will explain later. Writing indicates the writing process and product. And then in the instruction stands for a guided orientation. All right, a guided orientation. So these are the meanings of each word of web-based cognitive writing instructions. Now, internet use goes increasingly mobile. This is undeniable. Its injection into the framework has brought interactivity as the biggest gain for WebWe to become a hybrid e-framework. Why I call hybrid? Because I combine different fields of studies. Now, I have listed 10 rationales of its creation based on the related empirical studies and review of the literature. Okay, now, so, okay, now this is the 10 rationales. This is the 10 rationale. Now, before I proceed to this one, okay, let me talk about this. Now, why do we need a framework or a model for instructional design or ID? Now, I'm not sure about others, but you can ask yourself when you are using certain technologies like WhatsApp, even Microsoft Teams, even also Google Classrooms, and also other platforms. Do you have something so-called a model or a framework to guide you to design your current use platform? Yes or no? Okay. So if I have time, I will ask you to respond in the chat. Okay. But I have no time, so you ask yourself. Now, if no, then you need to consider this. Now, it describes how something. Now, what is a framework or model? It describes how something could exist as they describe the process by which something can be created, but not the thing which is created. Okay. Now, I hope you can understand what you're trying to say, or else you have to ask Gibbons, Bowling, and Smith, because this is their definition of the reason of why there's a need of a model or a framework. All right. So it means that they exist because with a reason, definitely, to achieve something. All right. Now, ID means instructional design. It's a system of procedure for developing education and training materials in a consistent and reliable way. This is very important. Of using an iterative, iterative process of planning outcomes, selecting effective strategies for teaching and learning, choosing relevant technologies, identifying educational media, and measuring performance. This is according to Branch and Kapcha 2014. So ID is not that simple. All right, it covers a lot of things. Now, ID helps organizing learning and can be divided into 5 phases. This is the general phases. All right, analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. So something like a cycle. This is a common saying, a common saying. Now, therefore, we offers a systematic and iterative method for creating a learning experience. This is very important. Learning experience that develops language skills and enhances critical thinking. Now, it can be integrated into the current ID models, such as ADDIE models. Now, I think ADDIE models is the very famous and basic models. All right, you can see the diagram over here. All right, analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. I think it's the same thing actually. Basically, they are the same thing. All right. So what I mean is the WebB, it can be integrated and it is meant to be integrated. All right. So particularly in design and development phases, this one. So if let's say you all any educators, if you would like to design your own platforms, and I suggest you to follow certain models, ID models or framework. And if you want to integrate WebWe into your framework, then consider the design and also development. Because WebWe roles, the role of WebWe is under design and development. Okay. Now, if you have if you want to ask further, I can you can feel free to contact me in the future. Now, by taking into the account of the different systems in instruction, including now, so it means that no matter you are in any situation, you cannot run away from this context, learner, environment, resources, interaction between the system. So these are the things that you need to consider when you want to choose a specific platform to teach. And when you have decided, after you have considered all these factors, you have already decided what platform is the best, like for example, Google Classroom or maybe Microsoft Teams, then you need to consider the ID. Okay, what ID you want to use. And if you want to improve your learners' language and also critical thinking skills, then I recommend you to consider WECWI because it helps it focus on it can be used under it means that you can use it under your design phase. Okay. And of course, when you want to develop your platforms, you also need to consider your design. Okay. What are the features that you want to include in your platforms? Okay, when you develop your platform. Okay. All right. Now, just now I'm talking about 10 rationales. Okay, the 10 rationales. These are the 10 rationales. Now, these rationales, why call rational? Because these are the principles or rationales that I believe, and I'm holding these principles as my guidelines to develop my platforms. Now, the first thing is e-learning can be a great fit for all types of learners if you go about it in the right way. This is very important. Okay, e-learning can be a great fit for all types of learners if you go about it in the right way. This is very important. Right way. Now, it can fit all types of learners. Okay, there's no such thing saying that certain types of learners not suitable, certain types of learners suitable. No. Now, online learning outcomes are similar and even better than offline face-to-face instruction. Now, this is not what I said. This is based on the literature. Even maybe some studies say less effective, but it depends on the situation and also the research design. But majority, I can say that similar or even better. All right. So it very depends on the instructor actually. Now, students can have much more control over their own learning with online instruction. Now, this is undeniable. This is undeniable. They have more learner autonomy and even more self-directed. This is undeniable. Now, web-based instruction, WBI, can only effectively facilitate the learning process if its pedagogical activity design meets the relevant theoretical rationale. Now, yes, this is important, also very important. It means that your web-based instruction, it means your own platform that you designed can only effectively facilitate the learning process if your pedagogical activity design, okay, fulfill the theoretical rationales. Because there's a reason why theoretical rationales are very important. All right. I think when you are doing your master or PhD, theoretical framework is the core, all right, of your scholarly publication. All right. So why there are certain how to say certain online delivery is not effective because your pedagogical activity did not meet the relevant theoretical rationale. All right, relevant theoretical rationale, or you have chosen the wrong theory. That's why it is not effective. All right. So this one you have to take note about this. Now, all learning is brain-based, but teaching is not. Yes, it's true. All learning is brain-based. That's why cognitive is still very important. But teaching is not brain-based actually. All right. Now, learning styles is not a theory of instruction, but it is a theory of how the mind works. All right. How our brain works. That's why I focus on cognitive so much. That's why my WECWI cognitive is one of the keyword there because we focus a lot on brain. Now, the differences in learning styles theory come from working memory. Now, this is not what I said. Actually, this is based on the scholars. Now, what is working memory? Short-term memory. Short-term memory. Now, there is a link between language development and the capacity of our working memory. Okay, so it means that working memory is so important. That's why I said brain-based. Learning is brain-based. Now, writing is the hardest and most challenging language skill for the second language learners. Some people, they say speaking. However, speaking, it relies on your knowledge and also your listening. But writing, it involves even more complex competencies. All right. Now, language acquisition theories fall under innatism, which also exists in the cognitive psychology field. Now, so over here, you can see that these 10 rationales, a lot linked to brain, cognitive. All right, cognitive. So that's why cognitive is there. All right. Okay, now, so I think I have to move faster. Now it's already 3:02, another 28 minutes. Now, why is web-based? Okay, web-based encourages educators to design and develop their preferred, this is important, preferred. Now, don't follow other people's platform. Okay, you choose your own platform. Some like to use Microsoft Teams, some like to use Google Classroom. You just go ahead, your own preferred platform. Okay, don't follow other people unless you wish to make a change. Okay, all right. So develop their preferred online instructional platform or WBI, web-based instructions, using the internet to engage their learners. All right, using internet. If no internet, that one is another issue. Okay, I think our future, we are getting 4G, 5G, even 6G. So I think internet connection, it won't be an issue in the future, but just at this current moment. Now, using the internet to engage the learners towards language and cognitive developments. So when we advocate the use of Web 2.0 application like a blog, now you can develop your platform, your preferred platform, not just want to use WhatsApp. WhatsApp, I think Telegram, WhatsApp, they have quite limited space for you to innovate or design or your interface. So I still recommend you to use Web 2.0 application like blog. Blog is the simplest. Okay, I start with my blog through Blogger before I develop my website by myself. Now, as an instructional tool together with the highly resourceful web widgets and hypertext. So after you have developed your platform already, then you have to know how to integrate or embed the widgets or hypertext which are related to your course, or we call as resourceful. Okay, so that's why web-based, because of all these benefits. That's why web-based is there. Now, why cognitive? Now, when we explore the learner's working memory, which associate with their writing, associates with their writing process and product, writing anxiety and learning styles, and there are common cognitive mechanisms that support the ability to learn both of your mother tongue and second language. Now, initially, my framework actually based on language, all right? But from this 10 rationale, you can see that a lot of facts are connected to cognitive. Okay, why writing? Okay, now, writing is initiated through a deductive approach by investigating a problem from the macro perspective. Okay, now what is the macro perspective? L2 writing challenges commonly faced by the learners, instructors, and also institutional e-learning system before venturing into the micro perspective, which is the learner domain in SEAL. What is called SEAL? SEAL is it's an acronym of system, instructor and learner. Okay, system, instructor, and learner, comprising complexity, deficiency, interlanguage, and anxiety. Okay, so it means that when we actually it is oriented from problem. Okay, and this problem is poor writing skills. Okay, L2 writing challenges, and these L2 writing challenges, not just actually, you can look into this issue from three. All right, that's how I mentioned the learner, the instructor, and also the system. That's why I call SEAL, and I narrow it into learner domain. All right, because I cannot study all. Because my PhD is I have to narrow down my problem. So I only look into the learner, and from the learner, we can see that from the learner domain, these are the problems. These are the problems. Okay, complexity, deficiency, interlanguage, and anxiety. So if you want to look into the details, these are the details. Okay, these are the details. Okay, so it means that this one it explained about why writing. Why writing? Okay, now the last one is instruction. Now, when we embrace the six steps of typical writing procedure based on the process genre approach, which include these steps, okay, by following the six step guiding writing procedure, a writing task that demands multiple higher order thinking skills can be completed within a specific course duration with a better outcome. Now, instruction, okay, in my context, for WECWE, is based on a guided step-by-step writing approach, which is called process genre approach. And it consists of these steps, starting from preparing until revising. Okay, and this is not new, but I'm using it in web-based platform, all right, to guide the students in their writing. And of course, I believe that this is the best process genre approach. It will be the most comprehensive as compared to process approach and product approach. All right, so that's why it calls as an instruction. Now I'm from here until here, I'm trying to explain why the name is called web-based cognitive writing instruction. Okay, now how web-based is created. Okay, now let me see whether I can make it faster. Now, based on my research, as seen as my publication. Now, as I said, you can refer my publications over here. All right, all my publications are here, the related, and the top is the earliest, and the bottom is the latest. So I will skip add on and add on and add on. Okay, so if you want to look at the latest, go to the bottom. All right. Now, okay, based on my research as seen in my publication, Poor Writing Skills, Malaysia Undergraduate Language Content Perspective. Okay, so from here, you can see that how I create WECWI actually is problem oriented. Okay, based on the poor writing skills. All right, based on the literature review, systematic literature review, and just I mentioned about the system, instructor, and learner domains, SEAL domains. Okay, all are the writing L2 writing challenges. So okay, so it summarized the 9 L2 writing challenges in these 3 different perspectives. Okay, so this is the summary. Communication research. Wait. Okay, learn lecture times. Now, actually, this system, instructor, and learner, it covers all this. It covers all this. Okay. Now, besides, there is a high demand of developing supplement. Okay. Now, at that time when I did my PhD, so according to literature, a lot of educators are looking for developing supplementary web-based instruction, and they are actually they demanded actually they want a comprehensive framework, all right, to tackle the design and development of that particular platform, supplementary web-based instruction. So there's a reason why WebWe was created at that time. Okay, another thing is LMS like Island. Okay, actually LMS Island is just one of the example. I think each university you have your own LMS. Okay, so I believe that it shouldn't be the only exclusive mode of e-learning applied in higher education. Instead, WBI, web-based instruction, developed through Web 2.0 should be accepted to be the future e-learning mode in the practice of language teaching. So that's why I think just now in the morning I heard there's a question asked by our it means our there's a question asked to the speakers regarding what is the new design, okay, after ODL. So if let's say this question, if I want to answer these questions, so I would suggest that each educator should look into web-based instruction by developing your own preferred platform. This is my answer. Okay, and why? Because use the adaptive learning technologies to achieve personalized learning. Okay, this is my answer. Even though I'm not being questioned. Okay. Anyway, okay, now, okay, 12 past 3 already. Yeah, time is getting lesser and lesser. Now, how does we enhance language and cognitive developments? Okay, now this is the core of my framework. Okay, so I think I won't explain too details because the time not enough. So you can see that this Venn diagram, okay, the big circle is e-learning, and inside the big circle, I have three different areas: field of knowledge, language acquisition, composition studies, and cognitive theories. And these three different areas of studies, if we try to integrate them, then we can have three different activities: reading, discussion, and writing. Because writing actually it links to cognitive theories and composition studies, that definitely, and discussion it links to language acquisition, and through our forum discussion, of course, the students need to type, and when they type their response, it links to composition studies theory. And reading, it connects language acquisition and also cognitive theories. All are connected. So it means that reading, discussion, and writing are the tasks. Okay, are the tasks. And then, of course, if we can combine all these together, we can achieve language and cognitive developments as the outcome. So, like I said just now, if you want to integrate WebWe into your instructional design, look into just try to integrate this formula. Just integrate this formula enough already. Okay, this is what we integrated formula. All right. So because the outcome is why you need to integrate this, because language and cognitive developments. This is what we want our students to achieve as one of the outcomes. Even though you are not teaching language, but through your course, okay, your materials in English, for example, okay, you ask them to read and so on, you ask them to answer the task and so on. I think it will be good indirectly through reading the course book, the text, or the website or the web page that you provide to the students to learn the content knowledge. Indirectly, they can improve their language because they read, and they also discuss with you in English through forum discussion, through typing and so on. All right, and if you ask them to do an assignment, This is writing. All right, this is writing. So what I mean is, all the things that you ask the student to do actually connects to this. And of course, in the end, you want them to solve the problem. You want them to provide a solution. So cognitive development is important, okay, in that context. So that's why I said this is a formula. This is a formula based on my PhD. Now, how effective of WebWe to improve teaching and learning? Okay, now based on my past research, I think this research you can look, it will bring you to the mapping roots. All right, it will bring you to the mapping roots. Yeah, so the effectiveness all are stated over here already. Okay, the effectiveness are all stated here. Not sometimes they are not effectiveness, but the findings. All right, so now you can look at here how WebWe helps. Okay, this is based on the real example. Okay, real example that I have conducted previously. Okay, and also this one. All right, based on the interface design, it helps this. So it's significant better, think more critically. Okay, after using the tools and so on. All right. Okay, now my time also getting less already. Okay, now how to apply WebWe as an educator and language educator in particular. Okay, now just now I show you the presentation. So this is the one actually. So you can look at the diagram. Okay, you can look at the diagram, how I link all them together. I think this should be another course already lah. If you want me to explain about this, it should be another course already. Or not course, sorry, another session or webinars already, because a lot of things I have to cover this. But I already put the content over here. All right. So these are the steps. Now this is the actually this one is here. Acquaint is here. All right. So these small circles are all here. All right, are all here already. Now you can click the link. You can click the link. Actually, these are the things that I have done. Now I just quickly show you the link. Now Flipboard. Now Flipboard, I have used Flipboard through YouTube videos. So you can see I created these videos and let the students to watch before the class. Okay. All right. So tips on how to write an excellent analysis outline. So okay. Now because of the time, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so it's quite challenging also because my expectation also very high. So if I want to launch a video, I need to make sure that it is almost perfect. Okay, at that time. So it takes me so much of time to release a YouTube video. So so feel free to explore. Okay, if you are a language educator. And then now self-assess. I created this self-assess. This one. This is the latest so-called innovation. So I have put now. Very fortunate I won the gold award in the recent Econdif. Econdif. All right. So I put this is an OER, open educational resources based on this attributes. Okay, Creative Commons. So you can explore all the materials that I have created and provided based on those different language skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary and expression, grammar, references. Now, some majority are my own articles, videos, and also I think there are some from um, other website. So I do put the icons here. You can see the icons. Okay. Black is general readers. Green fonts is for diploma courses. Blue fonts is for degree courses. Pencil, you can see is an article. This one is for video, and this keyboard is a website. So I put all the icons next so you can see, you can know lah. These are all the websites. So assessment, everything is there. Okay, so these are the dictionaries for the ease of access for the students and so on. Most common mistakes, and these are my collection of mistakes that I found from the students, and also my the when I review the articles from the when I review the articles from the journals. So I have collected quite a number of mistakes. Which one is correct in English? All right, so these are the common mistakes that I have found from the authors and also the students, and I try to group them. I group them together, but still developing the list, and I have the answers and also the explanation. So you can feel free to explore. All right. Okay. Now, self-assess is for the students to evaluate themselves through um, this particular listening practices. Okay, so the students, they can do their listening tests and check the answer by themselves, because I do have the answer key and ask them to check on it by themselves. So you can explore on this as well. E-portfolio. E-portfolio, I think, is very important for the students, but not only for the students, but for for the educators. I think you should have your e-portfolio as well. All right. So personalized learning profile. This is something that you need to take note, because I think before you teach them, all right, if I have time, then I can go through with you, but I don't think I have time. So I would encourage you to read this article, and you can use my not use my, it means that you can look at my inventory, my Google form, and create something like mine. But of course you can modify lah. Okay. So this is for us to understand our student better. Okay. Okay, this is for us to understand our students better before we it means that we can modify our platform, we can modify the design to suit our learners preferences. Now, in the personalized learning profile, I have a few sections: biographical data and proficiency level, and also uh, this one. Wait, proficiency level, bio, learning preferences. I do have the learning preferences. Uh, learning preferences. I think I did mention over there proficiency level. Besides hierarchical data, um, somewhere I think there learning preferences. Okay, wait, let me see. This one. All right. Okay, learner proficiency. All right, measure proficiency level. The last compound file is learning preferences. Click here. Now, click here. Click here. You can find different learning preferences or learning styles of our students. It means that you let the students to answer the personalized learning profile. Then you look at their, based on the questionnaire, then you analyze. Then you let the students know, okay, these are their uh, preferred learning styles. And this article is to share with your students to read and let them know that if they are belongs to that particular learning styles, what should they do? All right, it can help them to study more effectively, Yeah. All right, so the link is there already. Now, so educator's role, just now I think I already uh, show you about this, so I no need to explain. Now, Microsoft Teams, this one. Now, I have another article for Microsoft Teams. You can encourage your students to set up the Microsoft accounts, all right, and then follow the steps here. So, and the reason why they should use the Microsoft Teams are all stated here as well. Okay. And then this is the one that I want to touch before I close my session. All right, so I still have 5 more minutes. Now, so this article, actually, I want to touch if I have time. All right, so this is about the real implementation of the latest implementation, how I integrate we into Microsoft technologies. All right, to achieve 21st century learning design. All right. Now, this is the video. Okay, I can play and let you to watch. Okay, just short videos. All right. Okay. All right. Now, so over here, I explain how I integrate we into the Microsoft Teams. So it become we enable remote classroom. So I call it as we enable remote classrooms. Okay. So over here you can see um, 21 CLD, 21st Century Learning Design. Now, what is 21st Century Learning Designs? I have the explanation over here according to Microsoft Education Center, and these are the questions. Now, if you want your student, if you want to move forward to 21st Century Learning Design, make sure that it means that your instructional design, your objective, okay, have to your outcome need to align with these 6 criteria. Okay, and you can simply ask this question and whether you can achieve or not. It means the students can achieve or not. If the students can achieve this based on the question being asked, you are on the right track. Okay, all right. So this one I explain how I integrate we and how I redesign Microsoft Teams according to we to achieve that particular to achieve 21 CLD. Okay, so these are all the artifacts. The artifacts or that it means that the things that I really done I have done using the Teams and the Teams Microsoft Teams. It has a lot of features like this morning what the speaker said. So these are the some features I think I have integrated. I have using them, and uh, okay. Now, besides the teams, these are the things that I also integrate into the teams. Now, that's why I have already shown you about e-portfolio, the CV. Okay, now you can integrate your e-portfolio, your CV, the calendar, the e-attendance. All right. Okay, and also the personalized learning profile, the self-assessed answer sheet, SAAS. This is my own idea, my own initiative to help the students to uh, promote self-assess, to promote self-assess. And this is SOALT. This is also the one of the OER, and this is OER as well. Sele, this I mentioned. Okay, and I think yeah, this one I think yeah, this is Sele. So you can explore whenever you are free. Now, these are all the teaching we call as teaching resources. And talking about learning artifacts, it means that how the students really learned, okay, based on what I have implemented. So you can look at this explanation, all right, this explanation, and all can be accessed over here. All right, my students' learning artifacts. All right, you can see these are all my students' learning artifacts. Okay, now it based on the course that I taught that time. All right, these are the learning artifacts of my students. All right, so oh, it's already 30 past 3. I think my time is the end already. So now just now I think I already covered this one, 21 CLD with Microsoft Technologies. Okay, so and I think I have already show you all the links here. And Sally also I have shown you. This one I have shown you, and this one I think I have shown you as well. Okay, so I think basically I have finished all my sharing today. Now, my concept is all in one, okay, in one hub, which is my website. Okay, so and my website is feel free to access. You, it's under Common Creative, but make sure that you cite, okay, my articles. If let's say you want to use any ideas and so on, that's all. That will be very appreciated. Okay, so I think I will pass the floor back to technologist Mohamed Norafizal. All right, that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Boon, for your available experience and knowledge sharings on the WIGWI framework, which is I'm very impressed with that. And
Okay,
Innovators,
thank you.
Microsoft Teams, and also the 21st century learning design. And the most important thing is how you innovate all the WIGWI frameworks to adopt design to innovate. So very congratulations to you and
Okay,
for
thank you very
your
much.
achievements as well.
Thank
In
you
a
very
very
much.
short answer might be, maybe you can answer these questions I get from the chat box. Doctor, in
Sure,
your
sure.
opinion, do you think all of our current students are capable or can afford to follow WIGWI approach? What about those who are not so IT savvy? And what should we do to encourage the student? And this question is from Nur Hayati. What do you think, Dr. Ma?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. All right. Now I think this question can benefits everybody. Now, in order to apply WECWI, you are not necessarily to be technology savvy. All right, because this one I have shown you about the WECWI integrated formula. All right, the based on the articles which I show you just now. Now you can simply apply WECWI by trying to understand, okay, the gist of all this concept. Now you can just contact me, yeah, if you have the intention to integrate WebWe into your instructional design. So I can just simply guide you, no problem, because I like to share, and my passion is this. All right, so don't so what I mean is you can integrate WebWe into your any platform like like WhatsApp also can. All right, Telegram, and also other kind of platform, because WebWe is not solely meant for Microsoft Teams. It can be any platform, but Microsoft technologies I found out recently very comprehensive, and there are still a lot of rooms for for exploration. All right, so just contact me and I will share with you even more details. All right.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ma, and
Okay,
hopefully
welcome.
that Nur Suhailati already get the answer. Okay, thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you once again to Associate Professor Dr. Ma Boon. Okay, so let's me introduce to all of you our second speaker, professional technologist Ts.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Muhammad Yusof. Professional technologist Ts.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Muhammad Yusof from UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, Dungan campus, holds the diploma, bachelor's and master's in information technology from UiTM. Currently, she's pursuing his PhD in University Malaysia Pahang with the thesis title Developments of Multi-Criteria Thesis Knowledge Acquisition for Supporting Talents Developments Intervention Program in Malaysia Public Universities, with the huge grants receiver, okay, from 2018 up to 2021, including the Excellent Grant, UiTM, as well as FRGS grant, and receiving awards, Excellent Service Awards, as well as the finalists of awards of the most disciplines academics, and also recipient source of UiTM Terengganu Dynamics Academicians faculty. And with the huge academics administration's experience, in-campus experience, I believe, yeah, as an academic administrator, and also some of the teaching skills of she has already pursued during this her careers, as well as the all the publications in journals, proceedings, and so many things. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to call upon professional technologist Ts.Yau'mee Hayati to deliver his speech. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Technologist Mohamed Norafizal. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum. First of all, allow me to dual language when I'm presenting. So, inshallah, what I'm trying to share, can I share my slide? Can I share my slide, Aziz?
Not yet. And your sound is quite slow. I think maybe you can do the setting. What's Ts.Yau'mee?
Free, suara boleh dengar ke?
Dia macam kurang sikit. Yes, dia slow sikit.
Slow sikit sekejap.
Maybe you can go to the setting, and then setting under the microphone, the input volume too. Can you please increase to the maximum level?
It's my voice actually.
Or else you can go to the link dekat atas tu kan, the audio and video, and then speaker and microphone setting. Input volume tu you increase kan.
Okay, boleh tak? Boleh dengar ke?
Okay, kena lebih sikit.
Kena lebih sikit. Saya cakap kuat sikit
Okay,
lah.
I think it's okay. I think it is okay. Okay. Okay.
Sorry for some sort of, you can see my screen, right?
Okay, boleh.
Alright, so for today, I'm just sharing some of the experience using the online distance learning. And basically, when to talk about just now, basically I'm far from here lah. So basically saya tidaklah have a lot of that integrate yang saya belajar yang dibuat by ODL ni dengan cara create another kind of platform lah. So one of the thing that I put in my ODL experience is basically tak dengar ke? Boleh saya teruskan ke macam mana? Kurang jelas.
Dia macam tak dengar sangat. We still can't hear you. Dia macam jauh sangat. Yes.
Sebab saya menggunakan dekat lab ni, sekejap. Sekejap ya, saya tengah adjust ni untuk technician, tolong betulkan. Uh, boleh dengar ke suara saya? Jelas?
Boleh, boleh.
Boleh, okay.
Alright, let me share my no. Okay, so regarding the topic that we would like to share for today, but I'm going to share, this is my line of my what the philosophy of education, introduction to ODL challenges when conducting my courses. So basically, most of my course is about regarding the software application. So some of the theory subject and also
KTS Hayati, we still can't hear you. Macam dia jauh sangat. Maybe you can use tak pakai ni ataupun I think there might be a problem with your headphones, I think. Yes, betul. Penusul Hayati, correct. Yes. So we have to face this consequences lah, yeah, impact of the using the technologies. It's okay, never mind while waiting. Okay. So I think okay. Let me read a little bit on the professional technologies Ts.Yau'mee, Hayati, Haji Mohamed Yusof. And I think I forget to mention that Ts.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Mohamed Yusof is a senior lecturer in UiTM Cawangan, Terengganu, and also the recipients of Anugerah Academic University 2020 bagi kelompok pengurusan dan perniagaan. So just now we listened to Associate Professor Dr. Ma, which is more on the WebWe framework, on the how you can adapt that into our learning practices. But I think from Ts.Yau'mee Hayati is more on the business management and how they implement the concept into the learning. As we know that the current ODL is very challenging. Yeah, so we face so many challenging in terms of the technologies as well as what Dr. Ma has mentioned. I think the technology, we have the technology. So what about the manuals of conducting the technology? So all about is about the pedagogies, yeah, and also all the syllabus that we have, yeah, and also the cognitive levels, yeah. So it's very interesting, right? And I think Ts.Yau'mee Hayati have a different perspective, yeah, in the ODL's implementation, and also from her experience as well, we can listen more to get more experience and knowledge from what she has already conducted. Okay, I think we are still waiting for Ts.Yau'mee Hayati.
I'm testing my audio right now. Can you hear me?
It's okay. Never mind. Okay. Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Hope okay, I think so. Yeah, okay.
How about others? Okay, ni adalah teknologi challenges lah that we already must face sepanjang ODL ni.
Yes.
Clear yang lain
But
clear.
sometimes bila dah lama tu dia macam dia kurang dengar sikit. Mula-mula tu dia kena kuat sikit kot. Kena jerit sikit.
Okay, I'm trying.
Kena
Saya
tak
cuba
guna
sebab-
headset kot.
I think can you just remove the headset? The headphones.
the headset is
Maybe
the
you can use
barrier,
the
I think.
speakers. Betul.
Yeah, give it a go. Tengok kau tak pakai headset. Ts.
Betul.
Yau'mee.
Correct. Yes.
tak pakai headset. Pakai ni je. Kejap saya tukar. Sebab dia pakai yang apa yang bukan USB punya. Salahnya.
Yes.
Okay, macam mana? Boleh dengar ke?
Very clear. Loud and clear. Okay.
Sebab
Alhamdulillah.
one of the
Alright.
reason saya rasa mungkin kerana tapi saya tak dengar pula suara tu lah. Kena pakai ni lah. Kena tak tahu. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Boleh.
Boleh
Alright.
dengar.
Over to you. Okay,
Alright.
Ts.Yau'mee Hayati. Ladies and gentlemen, please, once again, I'm inviting Ts.Yau'mee Hayati to deliver her speech. Please welcome
Alright.
Ts.Yau'mee Hayati.
Thank you. Sorry for the delay. So after all saya ni sebenarnya sedang menggunakan komputer dekat lab. So mungkin salah satu perkara lah yang agak sedikit pastilah nak adjust sebab lab kan kena menggunakan bantuan technician. Okay, so back to our topic. So my outline I just told you just now. This is my list of things that I would like to discuss. And basically this is more about on the sharing. And of course, I think some of you might already have some approach in order for you to use in your online distance learning. However,
Ts.Yau'mee,
dalam
Hayati, kita tak nampak lagi your punya slide.
trying to visual. Oh, belum.
Kami tak nampak slide.
Belum lagi ke? Sekejap.
Tak keluar lagi.
Okay, saya dah sharing dah pun. Kejap ya. Tak keluar. Aduh. Dia responding pula. Dah boleh dah? Okay, dah keluar tadi. Dah ke?
Alright.
Boleh
So,
dengar?
mungkin boleh share slide kot kalau dapat.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. Okay, hopefully that our participants and viewers are still with us. So please don't go away, don't leave us. Okay, we're still in the progress of having these ODL webinars. It's okay, all right. Okay, so over to you, Ts.Yau'mee, Hayati.
Okay, so you can see my screen, right, everyone?
All right,
Boleh, ya?
okay, boleh. Thank you.
Sorry for the delay and sorry for the technology disturbance right just now, yeah. Okay, by the way, so we back to our slide. So inshallah, I'm not taking so much time of your renewable time. So what I would like to share here is about the sharing session about how do I conduct my ODL. And so basically, definitely lah, we have time basically attached to the outline. Okay, so one of the things that we need to understand that as an educator, we teach the student, but one thing that make us differ from others is about editorial we reach to the student. So we know that just now I just received some technology distraction kan. Jadi dalam case macam tu, how do I actually react to the student who have what we call that kita panggil not have the luxury lah of the technology. Alright, so kita tahu by last year actually COVID-19 has impact us very much. So in my philosophy of my online distance learning ni, definitely I have one philosophy lah yang saya sebut, bukan philosophy lah, it's about my motto lah. Education has no exception and no one is left behind. So for those who have the technology luxury lah, maksudnya connection okay, dia punya device okay dan sebagainya, ya, definitely mereka tak ada masalah lah tentang nak menghadapi ODL ni. Tapi bagaimana dengan pelajar yang mungkin they have a lot of kita panggil tanggungjawab dan juga kekurangan lah dari segi teknologi. So sebenarnya semasa awal COVID-19 berlaku, sebelum tu lagi pun saya dah terlibat dengan kita panggil apa, gerakan pembelajaran dah agak lama daripada tahun 2010 lagi. Jadi apa yang saya faham lah ya ketika itu waktu tu dia punya what we have dari segi approach untuk menggunakan e-learning ni dia hanya sekadar separuh saja kan, kita tak banyak, kita punya pun tak banyak apa bukan 100% lah ya, dan kita masih terikat dengan polisi lama ketika itu yang mana kita masih lagi belum boleh integrate 100% lah sepenuhnya ODL. But however, COVID-19 ni memberi peluang untuk kita sebenarnya menggunakan platform online secara 100%. Jadi saya ada soalan lah pada tuan-puan yang izinkan saya, kalau boleh scan kat sini. Okay, tapi tak buka lagi kejap ya. Okay. So kalau tuan-puan boleh tengok kat situ, saya suka sharing sikit lah. Ya. Maaflah ya sebab saya pun menggunakan kita panggil apa tu? Right. Tentu izinkan saya untuk berkongsikan link ni. Okay. Sebenarnya boleh juga menggunakan Webex poll tu kan. Tapi saya just tak nak bagi mengantuk sebenarnya petang-petang ni kan. Okay. So boleh tak define your ODL in your own word? Memang kita tahu online distance learning, but dalam perkataan yang lebih mudah untuk tuan-puan kena pastilah apa sebenarnya online distance learning dari segi tuan-puan punya definisi. Boleh tak bagi respons sikit? Nak bagi hilang ngantuk kan? Tadi kan ada gangguan tadi. Boleh ke? Okay, ada yang jawab independent learning. Okay. Ada lagi yang saya nak tahu. Cuba being interaktif sikit lah petang-petang ni. Bukan saja tuan-puan pun, saya pengantuk juga Okay. Ada lagi yang nak respon? Report besar. Okay, ya betul. virtual learning. Okay, sekejap saya share saya punya screen sekejap ya. Okay, saya tak nak sampai semua orang ni kan. Tapi basically kalau tuan-puan tengok dari segi pemahaman tuan-puan, ya definitely kita semua ada our own definition lah virtual learning, different study, flexible, invertible, broad, flexibility and empathy. And so far, banyaklah sebenarnya But then again, sebenarnya tuan-puan, selain daripada perkataan-perkataan yang tuan-puan faham berkaitan dengan online distance learning ni, kita sebenarnya dah ada dah gaya online distance learning ni tahun 60-an dahulu ya. Kalau ikutkanlah kita ada gaya post Arabi tu kan. So semua itu sebenarnya part of yang kita panggil, cuma dia tidak panggil online lah ya, open distance learning kan. Alright, so saya stop kat sini dulu. Okay, so basically when we talk about kita panggil apa tu online distance learning ni ataupun ni yang kita panggilkan sebagai satu platform lah ya untuk kita belajar benda baru lah ya. So ini adalah sebenarnya satu perkara yang kita kena faham, that we need to understand that as educators we need to understand kita punya kekurangan, maknanya limitation of our educators ourselves in order to conduct open distance learning, but then also the student, lagilah student kan. Dan dalam kes saya, my nature of course ni mengajar software. Jadi when we want to teach the student on how to use the software, definitely lah kalau dalam keadaan physical campus yang sebenar, benda ni tidak menjadi masalah sebab kita ada lab. Tapi benda ini akan berlaku masalah bila kita nak mengajar pelajar yang mana mereka dah kembali ke rumah masing-masing. Okay, ke rumah masing-masing lah. Kalau when they actually berada di kampus, itu bukan masalah besar lah kan, sebab mereka boleh gunakan lab dan of course semua software yang mereka ada semua standard. Alright, so by the way, just want to tell you a little bit about some sharing lah. In 1st May of 2020, I was being invited by one of the company, favorite.com. So if you recognize lah, one of the founder tu Dr. Mazlan. Jadi dia ada minta saya lah share dari segi pandangan saya dari segi generasi X ya, generasi Y maksudnya generasi X kepada generasi Y lah. Okay, macam mana cara kita mengendalikan ODL ni dalam suasana COVID-19 ketika itu tengah heboh lah ya. Jadi ini some of the slide lah yang saya share dan saya ceritakan macam mana perubahan regulasi PNP berlaku. Okay, so definitely we have dalam tahun 70-an 80-an kita ada chalk and talk, CD room, pembelajaran berasaskan web dan sebagainya. Sehinggalah we have mobile learning kan. Okay, but when we go to the pasca COVID, okay, kita dah mula start menggunakan online distance learning itu secara sepenuhnya. So this is one of the session lah that saya pergi when saya telah dijemput untuk share pandangan saya sebagai generasi Y, okay, menggunakan teknologi. Jadi dari segi itu kita boleh nampak sebenarnya open ODL ni dalam zaman dulu sebenarnya dah lama dah wujud macam-macam bentuk lah. Okay, so kiranya kita ni hanya ambil part of apa yang dipanggil sebagai open distance learning itu itself lah. So tahun 2022 pun sekalipun dah ada dah sebenarnya, there is a definition by UNESCO berkaitan dengan open distance learning, betul-betul lah ya, open distance learning. Lepas tu adalah some of the researcher yang menceritakan apa maksud open distance learning. So daripada jawapan, the answer that you have already give tadi tu, kebanyakannya memang memenuhi lah definisi yang telah diberikan. Okay. Alright, so my changes during the ODL basically is about the how to standardize the software version. Okay, because I'm teaching, I was teaching students regarding how to use software lah. Okay, jadi ada juga subjek course yang mana saya juga mengajar subjek teori, ya, dan ada caranya untuk mengendalikan subjek teori itu supaya pelajar boleh keep in touch dan juga berinteraksi. So basically, I'm not sure whether most of you agree or not with my opinion, but memang I'm utilizing a lot of UiTM software that been given for us, okay, and also for the student lah. Okay, sebab bagi saya, saya punya pandangan, rugilah kalau kita tak pakai kan. Dan ada juga setengah-setengah keadaan di mana software yang kita nak pakai untuk tujuan PNP tu not available. Jadi that time apa yang perlu dilakukan adalah kita kena cari solution on how to actually membantu pelajar lah mendapatkan latest software yang boleh kita guna untuk tujuan membantu mereka mendapatkan outcome of the courses tu lah kan. Okay, jadi selain pada itu we have challenges in terms of hampir semua courses macam tu juga kan. And definitely lah student commitment. Okay, student commitment. So saya ada bercara lah. Satu, saya actually conduct the peer evaluation itself. And one is I do need my own, kita panggil approach, kita panggil ODL pit stop ya. Jadi saya ceritakan what do I mean by ODL pit stop tu. So basically at the beginning of the semester, saya bagi nota ODL pada pelajar. Either saya letak dekat website saya ataupun I share with my student in the platform of Future. Okay, dan saya letakkan siap-siap daripada awal what kind of link yang saya nak guna bagi tujuan PNP saya. Jadi for the rest of the semester tu, dia tak ada masalah lah untuk mencari nota-nota saya walaupun dia masuk tu agak lambat berbanding orang lain. Sebab my punya cara, my approach is basically given them all. Kat mana mereka boleh cari benda tu. Ya. Okay, so kita kena tahu beza di antara ni dan saya rasa semua orang pun dah tahu kan apakah beza, the differences between synchronous dengan asynchronous learning lah. Okay, jadi synchronous learning definitely we conduct live platform maknanya kita menggunakan Microsoft Teams ke, Cisco Webex ke ataupun Google Meet. Mungkin some of our lecturer mungkin boleh belilah Zoom for example kan, tapi dalam kes saya memang menggunakan sepenuhnya lah whatever UiTM give to us for us. So asynchronous learning pun sama macam yang Dr. Mah ada sharing tadi, is about using blog. Okay, kita buat recorded video, okay, dan juga mungkin some of kita panggil online discussion board dan sebagainya. Okay, dan ya walau macam mana sekalipun mungkin ada yang rasa kurang setuju, tapi anything yang kita letak di dalam mana-mana platform yang lain, kalau boleh perlu diletakkan juga dalam platform rasmi UiTM lah, sebab itu adalah satu tempat di mana reporting dilakukan kan, macam mana kita nak dapatkan bukti lah, bukti mengatakan kita ni melakukan PNP secara online. So dari segi synchronous, saya banyak pakai Google Meet, okay, Microsoft Teams dan Webex. Okay, jadi dalam nature, subjek dan juga kursus yang saya conduct, basically memang inilah yang dilakukan. So kalau Google Meet biasanya untuk kelas tutorial yang kurang daripada 100 orang. Microsoft Teams and Webex more to the math lecture lah, math lecture dan sebagainya. Okay, so by the way for asynchronous memang banyak platform saya pakai. Some of them saya pakai website, YouTube, okay, dan letakkan konten dalam Future. Dan mungkin boleh dikatakan hampir saluran yang dipakai tu standard lah ya. Jadi saya sediakan nota ODL pada pelajar at the beginning of the semester for them to understand that this is my style lah, so that the whole semester diorang tahu dah setiap tarikh yang mesti telah tetapkan tu memang itulah tarikh yang mereka kena buat. Itu memang normal bagi semua pensyarah pun mereka dah ada lesson plan mereka sendiri kan. Okay, so this is the thing that I take from the Booker T. Washington. Dia kata, I think I have learned that the best way to live oneself is to help someone else. Dalam konteks kita as educator, ya definitely kita cuba memudah cara pelajar, tapi at the same time juga kena bertegas lah. Okay, ada certain level yang kita kena ni. Okay, so saya skip yang ni sebab saya fikir takut tak sempat masa. Jadi saya cuba cepatkan sikit lah ya. Okay, salah satu daripada kriteria when I do my ODL learning is basically I need to do the student profiling. I'm not sure lah, maybe ada yang dah buat kan. But student profiling for me is very important for me to understand each of my student, the limitation of technology that they have. Okay, when I was first time using ODL ni, memang saya cukup bimbang dari segi kengkangan teknologi. Sebab saya punya nature course is about the technology. Okay, using the software and something like that. Jadi kalau course lain yang math lecture, mungkin boleh record video. And after that, they can actually boleh dengar balik kan. Tapi in terms of fear, kita boleh record, but then kita nak tahu student tu boleh tak dapat that idea of the learning tu is basically kena bergantung kepada teknologi ataupun platform apa yang mereka pakai. Jadi siapa yang mengajar subjek-subjek berkaitan dengan hands-on dan sebagainya, mungkin ini adalah sesuatu yang pentinglah untuk kita tahu. Sebab when you know the problem of your student, then after that you can figure out the solution for that student. Okay, tak ada student lah yang akan cuba mengelakkan daripada melakukan sesuatu yang niar contoh missing action dan sebagainya. Dan setelah juga buat post survey. Okay, maknanya lepas tu saya cuba dapatkan balik feedback daripada mereka on how they actually feel about the ODL that I'm conducted lah for them. Okay, so basically testimoni yang saya dapat tu aku dah sama ada dia hanya semata-mata nak angkat nak puji ke tidak tapi alhamdulillah student faham yang saya cuba membantu mereka dan dengan cara by using the student profiling, basically dia sangat membantu saya dari segi memastikan susu atur pembelajaran secara ODL ni lebih berkesan kepada pelajar-pelajar lah. Ya, this is the thing yang memang kita kena buat, ya, student profiling. Okay, tapi depends on your nature of your course lah. Alright, so apa yang saya lakukan dari ODL, definitely saya sediakan website untuk khusus. Memang semua ini di-embed dalam UFuture. Okay, lepas tu of course WhatsApp group, ya, tentu sekali untuk asynchronous recording. Okay, a lot of playlist untuk YouTube, sebab kita kadang-kadang tak sempat nak nak live lecture, kita gunakan recording. And somehow, definitely kita memang utilize sepenuhnya UFuture lah, sebab semakin when we go forward on using the future ni, kita dapati banyak dah features in the future has been upgraded dan sebagainya kan. Jadi lebih yakin lah penggunaannya. Of course Telegram lah kalau student ramai kan. Jadi itu adalah the way that I'm conducting my online distance learning. Okay, so basically, okay, just now I do share lah some of the word yang saya panggil ODL pit stop ya, macam nombor kereta pula kan. Tapi however, ini adalah satu kaedah yang saya guna untuk pelajar yang ada teknologi limitation lah. Okay, mungkin some of you already conduct that way lah. But then, ini cara untuk saya membantu pelajar saya yang ada masalah dari segi untuk nak meneruskan pengajian lah. Okay, jangan kita kata when we have the technology, lacking of luxury of technology ni, student kadang-kadang boleh give up ya. Dia rasa macam susahnya kan. So ketika itu kalau masa COVID-19 memang kita tak dibenarkan keluar dari rumah, jadi mereka tak ada option lain. Okay, tapi sekarang ni dah semakin ada kebebasan lah, tak ada alasan lah kan. However, ada juga yang 2-3 bulan lepas ramai pelajar yang menghadapi kematian ibu bapa dan sebagainya. So dalam soal itu memang kita kena berlangsung lah dengan pelajar-pelajar yang mana kita kena memahamilah situasi yang mereka hadapi dan mungkin perlukan masa dan sebagainya. Okay, jadi kalau ada soalan berkaitan ODL pit stop ni saya boleh bagi tahulah macam-macam nak conduct. However, apa yang saya lakukan biasanya kita bagi mereka masa untuk solve the problem ataupun cari solution. And after that what we have is actually of course kena ada documentation lah. Kita kan mereka ada problem tu kan, ataupun bukti yang mengatakan mereka ada problem, but then kita kena juga faham ada setengah situasi yang memerlukan sedikit masa lah, contoh kematian dan sebagainya. Okay, so macam saya sebut tadi, I'm using fully lah yang UFuture letak dan sebagainya, cuma little bit of my own approach. Saya memang buat pre-survey dan juga post-survey. Bagi saya, this is very important for me to understand my student very well in terms of limitation of technology that they have. Okay, dan juga paling penting internet connection lah. Okay, so izinkan saya untuk tunjukkan. Alright, so ni soalan-soalan lah yang ni. Saya terlupa nak buka dari segi ni Okay, anyway kalau kita sekejap tengok kat sini. Sekejap saya stop sharing sekejap ya. Okey, sekejap. Tak sharing je. Kejap ya, kejap. Alright, let's share sikit. Okay, so for my nature of course, I'm not sure either you guys, you punya nature of course suit with me or not. Tapi for my nature of course, definitely I need this kind of information to help me to understand my student personally, and basically in terms of what kind of internet access facility, and you might find that this question is basically quite similar with the one that UiTM conduct. But the problem is the output that the one that UiTM conduct ni tak reach for us kan. So kita tak tahu pelajar mana yang mengisi. Jadi for that time saya perlukan maklumat ni untuk membantu saya. Sebab in term of my nature of course definitely I need to know how many students have the difficulty on in access some of the software lah. Okay, jangan kata bukan semua pelajar ada software ni tak semua pelajar ada luxury of that platform. Ada setengah pelajar walaupun benda ni sebenarnya sangat very basic. Contoh ada Microsoft tapi tak ada Microsoft Publisher for example. Macam mana nak handle kan, sedangkan itu adalah salah satu daripada bahagian daripada syllabus for example. Jadi it's very difficult. Some of the student kena kongsi PC dengan laptop. I have one of the my student, dia tak ada langsung laptop masa balik daripada COVID-19, balik ke rumah tu kan, dia terpaksa share dengan rakan sekampung. Jadi saya tanya dia, boleh ke awak proceed belajar macam ni kan? Dia tak apa, ya, itu pelajar yang kuat lah ya. Tapi kalau pelajar yang jenis yang give up, definitely dia orang rasa macam daripada ni tak perlulah nak belajar dan sebagainya. Jadi solution lain adalah web camera. Okay, kalau time contoh macam test, final test dan sebagainya, they need to have this kind of facility lah kan, dan macam-macam lagi. Alright, jangan kata tak ada, memang ada pelajar kita yang jenis macam tu lah. Dan of course kita nak tahu either they have the access internet yang lancar. Waktu PKP yang ketat waktu tu, memang kita pun kena tanya soalan macam ni. Sekarang ni pun saya fikir kalau pelajar masih tidak kembali ke kampus, definitely kita kena tanya jugalah soalan-soalan macam ni. Okay, dan kita tanyalah which one yang dia prefer kan. Okay, yang dia punya apa-apa itu platform dan sebagainya. Saya tanya lokasi mereka, alamat dia orang. Sebab apa? I know that FSKM dia ada provide one of platform tu kan, nak tahu ni kan. Tapi ada setengah student dia tak tinggal dekat alamat rumah mereka. They stay kat another place ya. Dan saya juga menggunakan satu laman web namanya fast.com. Memang yang ni memang agak tepat lah untuk mengetahui betul internet mereka slow ni kan. Jadi actually I'm using that platform. Nak tahu dan mereka kena beritahu lah dengan jujur apakah capaian yang mereka dapat when they use the fast.com ni. Okay, so this is the way of mine lah ya. Mungkin bagi tuan puan mungkin rasa tak berapa sesuai dengan nature of your course, but for me it's quite membantu in order for me to plan my ODL design. Okay, so what else? Okay, so sekarang saya nak patah balik dekat ni. Alright, jadi one of the thing that I learned from all the experience of conducting the ODL ni, basically it's very simple lah ya. Conducting ODL is not about kita panggil apa, tunjuk pandai lah teknologi yang kita ada kan. But however, kita kena faham student ada teknologi limitation. Okay, dan saya juga kendalikan post survey lah. Okay, post survey ni special sikit trick yang saya bagi in order for making sure insyaAllah kalau ni saya cuba share lah. Okay, post survey ni saya buat after lepas exam, nak dekat bagi carry mark tu kan. Okay, so dekat akhir, dekat post survey tu saya akan bagi carry mark mereka. Jadi untuk mereka tahu carry mark, they need to actually fill in the form. Okay, so membantu saya lah untuk tahu sejauh mana saya punya ODL design tu beneficial or not to my student. Okay, something that I also learn about the ODL, because of course saya bukanlah saja ajar kursus yang bersifat teknologi. Some of time saya juga ada diberikan tugasan untuk mengajar subjek-subjek teori. Jadi dalam kes mengajar subjek teori ni, we need to be little bit creative lah in term of what we have. Contohnya, I was given one course of event management, for example. Okay, jadi I'm trying to make sure that the student can actually, sebab in the physical class, they actually conducting the event. Mereka belajar macam mana nak buat proposal, and after that they manage, they actually run the real event. But when COVID-19 suddenly attack us, they don't have the skill to conduct the event. And one of the things that I'm also with my friend who also conducting the team teaching of that program tu ataupun course tu, trying to figure out lah macam mana nak make sure student ni ada experience to have conducting the event even though in virtual life. Okay, jadi memang adalah benda yang kita rasa mungkin mungkin lacking lah, ada setengah benda yang kita lacking dalam conducting virtual event untuk student. Tapi satu perkara yang menarik, pelajar manage to know lah the step on how to conduct the virtual event. Jadi benda-benda macam tu dalam khusus yang diajar oleh saya, itu memang sesuatu yang sangat, kita panggil sangat penting untuk pelajar. Sebab memang moden, itu keadaan yang moden yang mereka hadapi sekarang ni, mereka memang kena face benda-benda yang digital kan. Jadi kalau mereka tak biasa conduct the virtual event, for example like we have here sekarang ni, hari ini, okay, online talk dan sebagainya, jadi macam mana mereka nak bekerja, macam itulah cara yang kita ajar. Saya juga galakkan untuk mereka, mungkin bukan untuk language, tapi kalau untuk macam saya, in order for them to understand the nature of technology, for example, I'm using a lot of apps in the Google Apps, contoh Google Sites yang buat website tu kan. Mereka buat apa panggil tu, coding sikit, and after that mereka embed dalam Google Site dan sebagainya. Okay, so definitely kita tahu when we have two types of kita panggil apa tu, gaya approach of teaching kan. Kita ada math section dan tutorial. Jadi definitely you need to conduct ataupun to have a group for among your lecturer lah ataupun rakan sekerja untuk memastikan kita dapat bekerjasama dalam apa-apa sahaja ODL design yang kita buat. So basically this is my way. Okay, kalau contoh pakai Google Apps for example, okay, mungkin ada yang kita tak perasan contoh dalam kes saya buat final test untuk student non-final. Okay, we actually can use editing, kita panggil auditing trail lah yang kita beritahu pelajar ni dah masukkan belum, takut ada kes meniru dia copy assignment orang dan sebagainya. So this is conducting in 3 hours in real time. Waktu itulah cara yang kita buat, cara yang saya buat. Okay, ni juga macam nak hantar hands on dan sebagainya buat Google Form. Saya percaya rakan-rakan semua pun dah biasa menggunakan Google Form ya. Jadi one of the thing that you need to understand is how to make sure you can utilize and maximize the whatever app that you have, tapi dengan cara yang sistematik lah, yang pelajar boleh ikut dan tidak juga membebankan mereka. Okay, so ni contoh satu yang pelajar saya buat, dia buat event. Okay, kemudian saya ajar satu subjek event management for example. Jadi kita galakkan dah untuk mereka cuba hasilkan virtual event, yang mana mereka memang kena buat daripada A sampai Z, mencari siapakah penceramah dan sebagainya. So kurang-kurang mereka dapat sikit of sense of the ni lah, apa panggil tu, kita panggil macam mana cara nak conduct the event, walaupun pada hakikatnya mereka ada di tempat yang berasingan kan. Okay, alright, so ni adalah student testimoni. Macam tu lah, masa awal-awal tu memang rasanya pelajar semua agak sukar untuk mengadaptasi, tapi basically masing-masing sanggup belajar, sanggup belajar. Okay, I do understand. I do believe that we should never stop learning because life never stop teaching. Itu dah perkara yang kita kena faham lah dalam approach of the ODL itself. So ni adalah gambar-gambar menunjukkan waktu-waktu di mana saya join banyak kursus berkaitan dengan ODL waktu sebelum COVID menyerang lah ya, dengan Richard, one of the founder of learning dan sebagainya, dengan seorang Prof yang founder untuk ni kan. Okay, dan adalah beberapa tu. Dan untuk to make sure that we actually able to be a very good educator, don't stop learning and to get some certification, yang contoh-contoh lah yang saya pernah hadiri. Okay, master trainer untuk ACAP dan sebagainya. Dan juga some community sharing lah. Okay, ada banyak lagi lah tapi saya tak sempat nak letak kat sini. Okay, so as an educator as well, don't forget to get involved in innovation lah. Jadi benda-benda ni akan membantu kita untuk sentiasa fix our own kita punya ODL design. Tak adalah kita duduk pada statik yang sama lah. Okay, do I have time tak, Cik Norafizal? Berapa lama lagi?
Yeah, still you have plenty of time.
Oh, plenty ya? Okay.
Yes.
Laju saya sebab
we should start at 5. Now it's already 4:25. I think you can continue.
Okay, alright. Okay, so definitely one of the things that I'm trying to improve on myself is to be a jury, not because to collect the certificate. One of the things that I learned from being jury ni, basically we learn about another approach that we use by another educator that can be implemented in our own courses basically, yang mana kita boleh gunakan bukanlah tiru, which means innovate. Oh, rupanya macam cara dia buat. Jadi kita tak boleh berhenti belajar dan memang kita kena keep on giving, okay, sharing to the community. Dan during last year memang I do actually sharing a lot lah dengan banyak NGO, ada setengah daripada persatuan-persatuan tertentu yang minta I'm sharing lah some of my knowledge. Tapi tak banyak pun, very simple. Dan kadang-kadang ajar benda yang berkaitan dengan screencasting dan sebagainya lah. Okay. So don't think that informasi yang kita ada tu terlalu simple untuk dikongsi. Ya, maksudnya mungkin benda tu membantu orang lain jugalah, to help others. Okay, alright. Saya ingat saya terkurang masa tadi. However, saya ada setengah jam lagi Encik Rizal.
Yeah, correct.
Setengah jam lagi. Okay. Yes. Alright, so saya fikir lepas ni kalau ada soalan boleh kok bertanya sebab mungkin ia lebih kepada sharing session. So I just want to share about my experience on conducting the ODL lah. So mungkin ada yang nak bertanya boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, sebelum saya sambung lah kalau ada, kita break sekejap sebab tengah azan sebenarnya. Okay, so sementara tu saya just share lah those yang berminat nak ambil survey contoh yang saya bagi kepada pelajar. Mungkin boleh pergi ke laman web ni untuk ambil lah salah satu daripada, ni adalah one of the innovation that I do lah contoh saya tunjukkan sekejap. Okay, masuk pertandingan hari tu tapi tak adalah international but then ialah dalam Malaysia je kan. Okay, saya buat online kit for lecturer, very simple but then ada benda yang mungkin boleh diguna pakai in term of helping us lah to make sure that we can conduct our ODL design is more effective. Okay, so this is one thing lah yang saya buat in term of innovation dari segi helping others lecturer also to conduct the ODL. Okay, so another thing that I have is basically my website. So I do actually put a lot of content in my website regarding kelas website. Okay, setiap website untuk kelas tu memang adalah nama web yang mana saya letak content yang sesuai lah, yang boleh tu ajar saya rujuk dan sebagainya. Tapi apa saja yang saya letak di dalam apa-apa platform pun memang saya make sure that I do actually put in my platform UiTM lah, to make sure that we can count the reporting tu kan, kiranya macam tu.
Boleh tanya soalan ke?
Boleh Puan, boleh sila Puan.
Boleh sila.
Yes. Terima kasih. Puan Yaumee, I'm from the law faculty, so I'm not a technologist, so it's going to be with technologies is a taboo for us. But Alhamdulillah, I think that you've given me a rather interesting aspect of using the ODL. Cuma soalan saya ini aja. I noticed that you did the student profile untuk mengetahui dekat mana dia orang punya kekangan. So saya nak tumpang tanya, in your experience in doing the ODL, kan kadang-kadang kita bawa banyak sangat kita nak incorporate or nak suruh student embed in the studies. So bagaimana nak balance antara diorang getting the the real core content of our subjects and at the same time adjust to the ODL system, because I think that's a big issue for the social sciences punya aspek. So pohon pendekatan daripada Puan Yaumee lah, kalau boleh. Terima kasih.
Okay, I think Puan Yaumee is terleft, I think. Okay, never mind. We keep the questions. Okay, just she join back this session, I think. Okay. Okay, while we're waiting for Ts.Yau'mee Hayati to get back into this session, I believe there is a technical issues there. Okay, and if you have any questions to all the participants, whether from the Webex platforms as well in the YouTube platform, you can post your questions to the speakers, right? Inshallah, if we have time, so I would speak some of the questions to deliver to the speakers to answer. Okay, so feel free to ask any questions. Okay.
Hello, teknologis Norafizal, boleh dengar suara ke?
Yeah. Okay. So we have our speakers back in the session. Yeah. Ts.Yau'mee Hayati, are you okay?
Okay, macam tu lah.
Alright.
Technology disruption. Okay, so
Yes.
I would like to answer one of the question given by the participant tadi berkaitan dengan how to actually kita nak
Ts.Yau'mee, Hayati, dia macam tak dengar sangat, dia macam tadi juga. So can you please fix dia punya ni sound sikit?
Okay, how is it? Sound okay ke?
Okay, alright. Okay, very loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry
Alright.
ya, minta maaf.
So dapat tak tadi soalan yang tadi daripada kita punya ni participants?
Okay, about the from the law lecturer kan, how to balance
Yeah.
the content and also technology itself tu. Alright, basically minta maaf for the teknologi masalah tadi. Sebab saya guna lab sekarang ni, dekat lab, bukan guna komputer saya. Ada memang masalah lah bergantung pada technician. Alright, so to answer that, basically macam ni. In my opinion lah, in term of macam subject law, definitely dia banyak kepada lebih kepada apa panggil tu law punya ni lah cara kan. Tapi untuk kita, you just make sure that content yang you want to deliver tu basically tidaklah sampai kita nak mengajar teknologi sangat. Dia sebenarnya the content itself. Teknologi is technology as a tool sahaja. Kita tak boleh nak gunakan apa nama tu apa kita panggil terlalu banyak tools dalam subjek-subjek yang berkaitan dengan teori. Okay, mungkin kita hanya standardkan, hanya menggunakan apa tu one kind of tool, 2-3 tools yang sesuai lah. Tapi tidak bermakna we cannot be creative lah. Ya, bukan bermakna kita tak boleh jadi kreatif. Macam contoh dalam nature subjek saya, satu-satu subjek yang saya ajar, for example event management. When actually ODL ni, apa ni, COVID ni menyerang, pelajar tak ada kemahiran untuk mengendalikan event. Jadi kita terpaksa sesuaikan supaya mereka juga boleh ada sedikit lah skill nak mengendalikan event. Of course, definitely mereka akan jadi employer satu hari, employee satu hari nanti. Yang mungkin bos majikan mereka kena arahkan mereka untuk mengendalikan event-event yang bersifat virtual dan sebagainya. Dan memang mereka kena ada teknologi savvy punya skill lah. Kalau itu boleh menjawab. Mungkin Dr. Mah boleh jawab lebih lagi kot. Does it answer your question ke? Menjawab ke?
Wan or Dr. Wan, can you please unmute?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Puan Yaumi kita pula. Puan Yaumi, you did answer my questions. Alhamdulillah, because there was a bit of conflict between the students had a big challenge of concentrating on getting to know the technology, and then they got deviated from the content. So yeah, I think you said you know it doesn't prevent you from being creative, tapi insyaAllah kita tengoklah kepada core tu. So yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ts.Yau'mee, Hayati, have you finished presenting? Or maybe we can open for questions.
Ya, saya dah stop presenting dah.
Okay, all right. So I have questions here from Salina Abdullah. Puan, I also prefer to use UFuture since it is developed by UiTM. But most of my students are reluctant to use it because it's not stable. So how do you deal with these issues?
The question is for?
For you.
Okay. Alright,
Yes.
okay. The answer is simple. My student also reluctant to use the future masa time COVID menyerang time tu. Tapi saya sendiri kurang yakin jugalah. Tapi platform yang mereka they always prefer mestilah Google Apps. Yang tu yang mereka paling rasa senang untuk mereka adapt dengan adopt lah dalam konteks mereka nak belajar. Even kalau nak buat test ke final tu mereka nak Google Form juga. Dia orang kata lebih mudah untuk diakses melalui phone dan sebagainya berbanding di future. Tapi semester lepas saya terpaksa tukar. I have to change my approach lah of using Google Form to the future. Kena terpaksa yakin sebab one of the reason is I have 300 student dan saya tak mampu nak list all the name of the student tu dalam Google Form punya approach lah. Sebab kalau kita nak buat mudah, we have to set the names dalam Google Form tu dengan cara kena list siap-siap nama. Kalau tidak nanti kan nama yang keluar dekat kita punya result tu macam-macam nama huruf kecil, huruf besar dan sebagainya. So we need to standardize that thing. Memang simple, but then itu adalah salah satu perkara yang akan menyukarkan kita dari segi nak buat documentation dan sebagainya. Sebab kita nak sort according to the group dan juga kita nak sort according to the certain thing kan. Jadi definitely kenalah ada standardized in terms of that. Kalau menjawab soalan tadi, saya kata macam ni je. Yang saya dengar lah berita baik daripada Dr. Jahan pagi tadi. Kebetulan kita ada meeting dengan micro credential developer. Dia kata future dah ke arah cloud computing. Jadi insyaAllah dia akan lebih stabil. Jadi as a lecturer myself, siapa lagi nak sokong platform kita kalau bukan kita, macam tu lah. Is it true? Dr. ni, Ts. Norafizal.
Correct. Yes, agreed. Inshallah, we're moving towards the cloud platforms, kan? So it should be no problems in the future lah. All right. Okay. Right. So I think I get back to Dr. Ma. Dr. Ma, are you there? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm
There
here.
is a question for you, Dr. Ma. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I just read these questions for you. Maybe you can answer in a very brief
All
answer.
right, sure.
Okay. How do you cope with lots of learning, platform learning? And what is the futures of teaching and learning post COVID-19? What do you think, Dr. Ma?
Okay. Actually, there are two questions posted there. So the first question is many platforms. Now, actually, the platform currently that I'm using is only one. Okay. Okay. Actually, not one. Say two. The first is my own website, and the second is Microsoft Teams. All right. But of course, we also have other supplementary, like for example, Google Forms or Microsoft Forms. All right. But anyway, so to answer the first questions, the platform is only two. All right. So for myself, it's only one website, which is actually when I developed my website, I'm using Wix.com. All right. So if you all are interested to develop the website like mine, feel free to let me know. I can give you a consultation. Okay. Now, but anyway, I spent a lot of time, okay, to design the website, and I don't know how to say, but because I'm a little bit like a little bit perfectionist. So when I see something that I feel that is not right, then I will change. I will modify it until I feel satisfied. Okay, even a single inch, okay, of
Yes.
the best. You can see my design of my website, all arranged nicely.
Correct. Yes.
It means the matching of the fonts, everything standardized and so on. So you can know my personality already. Okay, so that's the reason. Perhaps it makes my life busier, and
Yes.
being a perfectionist is not a good thing actually. So I try to learn. Sometimes, and you have to set your own standard. Okay, as long as you feel okay, then enough. All right, but sometimes why I can do so many things is because for me teaching is not a career, but is something that I like to do. It's my passion. So that's why especially designing the website. Okay, so I don't feel that this is a workload for me. Okay, because my hobby is design. Okay, I like design. So when I see my website looks nice, I feel so satisfied. All right, I'm so contented. So I feel that I'm rewarded. Okay, especially let's say for example, like that's how I mentioned it, the YouTubes, right? So you can look at my videos. I try my best to design everything standardized in terms of design and so on. So I feel so satisfied, and sometimes of course if let's say I got more subscription, this is the best reward. Okay, because and likes as well, but of course I also accept dislike, yeah, even the comment and so on, because there's a room for me to improve. All right, so back to the second question. Post COVID, I think definitely we all are going back to the campus. Okay, and I think our Vice Chancellor already planned so well, okay, how to get ready ourselves to back to the campus. And you can look at our COVID trend right now. It's up and down, right? So even like full vaccination also not 100% secure. So I think because of this, I think and somehow I think all of us already have certain knowledge of ODL. So but maybe, yeah, maybe we can start to take this opportunity to have a transformation of our teaching and learning. So it means that perhaps we put more focus on online and offline. We perhaps we can reduce in terms of the hours and so on. As I said earlier, in under my 10 rationales, online learning it suits all types of learners, and the effectiveness it can be on par or even better than offline learning, as long as the educators they know how to manage and they know how to um, cater for the needs of the learners. And I think our learners right now is already not generation, not Gen Z already, yeah, Gen Alpha. Okay, sooner or later.
Yes.
They were born with technologies. So we should look into other universities. It means that open learning spaces, for example, you look at the Apples and Microsoft and also other high-ranking universities. It means that the classroom is not looks like a classroom anymore. Okay, so what I mean is, library can be a open learning space. And so what I mean is all these things we have to look into it because this is the current trend. And learning through our handphone, I think is possible. All right. But the most important thing is internet connection. Okay, this is the most important.
Yes.
All right. Like like just now some the disruption, right? So no choice lah. No choice. That's so we know our
Yes.
status. But bear in mind, sooner or later, I believe we are moving to 5G or 6G sooner or later. Hopefully, we are still alive. All right. So, what I mean is that this is the trend. We cannot get rid of the trend, and we have to adapt ourselves. So, yeah, I think I answered too long already. So, after the post-COVID, I think, yeah, this I already answered. It means that we can focus more on online and reduce offline, since now we already set up a very good platform like UFuture cloud-based. This is very good, and perhaps you can access UFuture through certain apps, through an apps on our mobile phone. And UFuture now is so useful because like CTL, CQI, our entry exit system all are accessible, and we can manage our students everything according to the semester so easily. And SUFO can be accessed through UFuture. So it means that now I think our UiTM are moving to the right track. So all the systems are integrated together. Okay. So but anyway, for personalized learning, so that's why I still prefer the educators. If you are interested, you should start to explore a certain platform or technology to benefit your students. All right. So Microsoft Teams is one of the best options. All right.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ma. All right.
All right.
Okay, so I think we get back to Ts.Yau'mee Hayati. So this is one last question for you, I think. Okay, before we end up our session for today. Okay, this question is how you control the engagements of students during ODL. Ts.Yau'mee Hayati.
Alright, boleh sangat dengar suara
Boleh.
Okay, alright. Okay, so how do you control engagement? Okay, basically I think when I do my ODL, past 2 years lah, lebih kurang dah 2 tahun kan kita conduct ODL ni. I think I'm much able to ni lebih rapat and lebih close dengan mereka compare when we actually conduct in the physical. One of the thing that actually you know that masa ODL ni we have some issue juga tahun semester lepas there are a few students yang marah when some student got stressful yang ada
Yes.
ya ada case kan. Jadi dari segi engagement tu basically satu, if I can answer one question lah, for example, we made a limit lah for student to actually make sure that all the question that we want to ask within the Telegram atau WhatsApp tu, basically in the group, bukan as a personal private message. Saya sangat-sangat marah lah sebab one of the thing yang kita kena faham, ODL ni is basically we want to encourage student to more collaborative. Kadang-kadang kita dapat soalan yang sama daripada 5 orang pelajar, how do you feel? Rasa nak marah tak kan? So the same thing that goes with me. So I'm actually encourage them to actually ask the question in the group. Kecuali the question is very private, terlalu pribadi, then you can ask, you can PM. And one thing, you need to limit your duration lah. Masa student kalau waktu tertentu tu janganlah message ataupun WhatsApp kan. Masuk ODL ni I think kebanyakan daripada kita rasanya diganggu 24 jam kot ya. Tak tahu waktu bila yang sepatutnya kita kena respon. Tapi itulah perkara yang we need to face lah sebagai seorang pensyarah. Dan mungkin dalam keadaan ODL ni we need to be more empathy lah, berbanding daripada menghukum lah dari segi itu. Ada setengah pelajar yang ada kehilangan ibu bapa, for example, we need to give them some time for them to actually adapt dengan sesuatu tu. Then after that kita mungkin lepas tanya lah, tapi janganlah sampai ke tahap yang kita nampak terlalu inconsiderate lah tentang keadaan yang hadapi dan sebagainya. It's not easy for them sebenarnya. Macam yang Dr. Mohd sharing tadi, we have gap of generation, okay, dengan pelajar kita. Yang apatah lagi daripada pelajar-pelajar daripada Pak Uban yang baru masuk. Lagilah mereka ni tak pernah ada pengalaman tinggal dalam kampus dan itu pun salah satu cabaran untuk membolehkan mereka membiasakan diri dengan ODL environment. Itu cara saya lah, agak harap menjahat.
Alright, okay, thank you Ts.Yau'mee Hayati and also Associate Professor Dr. Mohd. Alright, so thank you once again to both of you and especially to Ts.Yau'mee Hayati, Haji Muhammad Yusof for your valuable experience and knowledge sharings on various aspects of ODL's implementation in the sense of the socials and also the management side of the ODL 4.0 implementation. And we might be interested in your delivery, especially on your education has no exception, synchronous and asynchronous learning, okay, where we have the face-to-face and also now we have the non-face-to-face independent learning, self-learnings and so forth, ODL pit stop. You have also conducted the pre and post survey, which is very nice, very good. And perhaps you can share with us with this pre and post survey, and it can be one of the guidelines for UiTM, in the ODL's implementation, might be in ODL 4.0 framework, where we can also adapt the WEG framework by Dr. Ma, which is very interesting. Okay, even though that is basically for the learning perspective, but I think that framework can be implemented in various kinds of learning implementation, purposely for the ODL's implementation. So once again to our speakers for today's Associate Professor Dr. Ma, Boon, and also Ts.Yau'mee, Dr.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Muhammad Yusof, inshallah. Dr. Yau'mee Hayati, inshallah, okay? Okay, I mean, we wish you all the best, okay? All right, so that's all for our today's webinars, and we come to the end of today's webinar sessions. Thank you once again to our speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Mohd Boon and Ts.Yau'mee Hayati Haji Muhammad Yusof, and to all the delegates for your endless supports for this GC ODL webinar series. May all the knowledge and experience will benefit us in managing and prepare our ODLs, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate and welcome you again tomorrow for our next webinar session with another experienced speakers on board. The feedbacks and attendance links are provided at the chat box for your perusals. Your valuable feedbacks is appreciating very much for our future improvements. Thank you also to all delegates and participants from the YouTube platforms as well. Okay, inshallah kita jumpa lagi. Hashtag stay safe, hashtag keluarga UiTM. Muhammad Norafizal Abdul Aziz signing off. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera dan salam satu UiTM. Thank you once again to all of you. Thank you, Ts.Yau'mee Hayati. Thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Ma.
Thank you,
Hope to
Prof.
see you again soon. Please take care, okay? All right.
Okay.
So thank you very much.